Hello guys, TKG is here for your comfortable LostArk life. In this video, I'd like to cover recent updates and improvements that was live on the LostArk KR, as the KR region update progression are quite slightly ahead than the global, so I thought it'd be great to share some of those infos for your LostArk journey. Now follow me, I'll show you what you need. New region, Norse Kurzan was released on this week. Norse Kurzan can be entered from 1600 characters with some requirements, like the pre-quest of the Echidna and the Behemoths. And just like before, Norse Kurzan related unit task was also added, and its reputation reward including Ark Passive potion. In addition, life material was added, but the life activity in the Norse Kurzan is only can be done by the 1640 or higher characters. And at the same time, new scheduled contents, Field Boss was added in the Norse Kurzan. New Field Boss will give you the loot, new collectible, Crimson Nails navigating chart, cooking materials with the 1680 level. New daily, weekly contents, Kazeros Battlefield was added on this update. Kazeros Battlefield will be opened when you finish the whole story of the Norse Kurzan. Kazeros Battlefield user interface can be switched from tier 3, map of the previous Chaos Dungeon and the Guardian Raid. And once you switched it, you can open it just like the same shortcut. Inside the Kazeros Battlefield, you can find a new buff or support system called as Contribution System, which can be piled up with the consistent daily activity from the Kurzan Frontline, tier 4 Guardian Raid, and the Kazeros Raid, which including the Behemoths and the Echidna. More like gaining contribution experience from the daily and weekly activity. Chance of gaining contribution experience will be reset every day on the Kurzan Frontline, tier 4 Guardian Raid, and weekly from the Behemoths and Kazeros Raid. Also, the contribution is containing a useful buff which handy on the raid. Daily activity like the buff which increase the damage dealt for the enemy. New farming dungeon, Kenuat Fortress was added on this update. Kenuat Fortress can be entered when you open the Kazeros Battlefield with the 1620 or higher characters. Kenuat Fortress will give you the relic tier 4 gear and can be entered 3 times per daily. Every day first time of completion will give you the tier 4 gear selection box, and after that it will give you random, and it can be dropped or not. It is pure luck. Tier 4 gears can be transferred from tier 3 gears. After that, you can do the gear progression with the tier 4 materials. Transferring gear will pump your item level to 1640 or higher. But the problem is that after you're done the transferring, every action you take with to make a progress will cost you tier 4 materials, like the advanced honing will require the tier 4 materials. So most of the Korean players has 2 ways, I think. Just transfer, or if someone doesn't like the expensive cost, they will fully complete the advanced honing with the tier 3 gears and transfer to tier 4 gears for pumping level and cost saving. New daily Kurzan Frontline was also added on the Kazeros Battlefield. Kurzan Frontline will replace the previous Chaos Dungeon for the characters with the 1640 or higher characters. And just like the Chaos Dungeon, it will give you the tier 4 materials, accessories, gems. Currently, Kurzan Frontline is consisted with 2 difficulty, which is known as Operation Abydos 1 and 2. 1 can be entered with 1640, 2 can be entered with the 1660 character. What good news is that Kurzan Frontline is once per daily, and if you have a rest meters, Kurzan Frontline will cost 40 of the rest meters. Personally, once per daily is great, but I think it has taken up times about 2 times of the Chaos Dungeon, like it takes up about 3 or 4 minutes for 1 run. In addition, new Guardian Raid was added at the same time. New Guardian Argyros can be entered from the 1640 characters, and it will give you the tier 4 materials, ability stones, relic accessories with a new rune, Vision. And inside, new combat system, Just Guard was added in this Guardian Raid. Personally, I think it was kind of like a counter but with more impact, because it will lead to consecutive action if you fail to do the Just Guard. And maybe good news for the solo playing players. New single raid was added on this update. New single raid is sharing the roster gold cap, and it is a normal difficulty. Single raid will be covering from Valton to Ivory Towers and give you the loot just like in the normal. Well, actually there's a lot of things to talk about the gold reward because it is half of the normal, which can be reasonable, but personally I think little more can be better. Because it takes up more time than the previous party planks, and not to mention you gotta do the whole gimmicks by yourself. So it felt like the reward was way too low compared to the player's effort. Also, clearing the single raid will reward with another token called Clear Metal, which can be exchanged to level 7 gems, materials, accessories. Also, the new queue for the 1640 or higher was added. New collectibles, navigating chart of the Crimson Nails was added. And just like the previous collectibles, it will give you the title, installation, experience potion, etc. To collect the one navigating chart, you need to collect 5 pieces of the chart. Each chart has a clue for the loot. You have to do that activity to collect and complete the chart. New character building system, Ark Passive was added on this update. Ark Passive can be activated below of the character status window. And just I mentioned in the previous update preview videos, Ark Passive is categorized into 3 parts: Enlightenment, Evolutions, Ascensions. Evolution is common and basic gear set effect. Enlightenment is a replacement and upgrade version of the class engravings. Ascension is a hyper awakening related categories which will be added on this August on KR region. Judging by the explanations, I think the Ark Passive is a nice enhancement for the overall classes, but the problem is that the Ark Passive is right now it's kind of a pie in the sky. Because the Ark Passive can be upgraded from the gear, accessories, which represent as a point numbers on the gear and the accessories. So in order to use the better Ark Passive system, you need at least points for the Ark Passive, which can be upgraded from the accessories polishing or level of your combat level or with the point potion like the skill point potions. As you can see in these pictures, Ark Passive has 4 tiers. To activate the next Ark Passive, you need certain level of points. Also, when you activate the Ark Passive, new engraving system will be applied to your characters. You can select the engravings like the engraving support system, and come to think of it, engraving support system are now can be applied to any characters on your roster. Tier 4 gear was added on this update. Tier 4 gears is now obtainable through the Kenuat Fortress. And also, you can do the advanced honing just like in the Tier 3. But it will cost the Tier 4 materials for the progressions, as I mentioned on the first. So I think if you wish to play it with long terms, you can do the advanced honing at the Tier 3 and transfer to Gear 4 can be reasonable choice. Because right now, upgrading the gear won't guarantee, you cannot apply the Ark Passive right away. Also, transferring gear details and success rate can be like this textbox. And come to think of it, progressing the gear won't upgrade or add evolution points. So if you just want to boost the item level fast, upgrade right away, or if you don't, try to little wait for the next price falls. Tier 4 accessories is also can be obtainable from the Kurzan frontlines and the Guardian Rate Tier 4. Relic can be got from the 1640 or higher contents. Ancient accessories can be got from the 1680 or higher contents. Also, the accessories are related to the Ark Passive Enlightenment point, which you can see it right away from the Tier 4 accessory status. And this point can be upgraded from the new accessories progression system called Polishing. Polishing requires the fragment, which can be obtained when you grind the Tier 4 accessories. And also, the polishing will apply the additional effect randomly. Polishing can be done 3 times, and it is tradable even during the progression or just completed. But the accessories can be traded if you own a certain level of character. Also, the Tier 4 gem was added. Tier 4 gem also can be transferred from the Tier 3 gems, just like this chart, if you have a 1640 or higher characters. In addition, Tier 4 gem only can be equipped with 1640 characters. Also, the Tier 4 gem has an additional effect like the additional damage or increased effect, Or for the support, Attack Power Gem has an additional effect too, like increase the heal, shields, buff. When you activate the Ark Passive, new engraving system will be applied to your characters. If don't, you can be just like before build. Now that level can be filled up with the engraving book. Each engraving book level 5, 10, 15 will apply the epic level 1, 2, 3 and maxed to level 4. Oh, by the way, now the whole engraving will start from the epic level. There will be no longer rare engraving book. Anyway, if you read the epic level 20, engraving will be upgraded to the next level. I mean legendary engraving level 0s. And one more thing is that now the relic engraving book is available to read. So you can move on to the next level with your engravings on the Ark Passive. As the class engravings are now replaced to the Ark Passive Enlightenment, so now you can choose the 5 common engravings with your preference. Also, the ability stones now can be upgraded to tier 4s. And for the players who had an expensive stone like 9.7 or higher stone will give you an additional effect for your engravings. But like the 7.7 or 8.7 stone, it's still okay to use it. Level 6, 7, 9, 10 will give you the engraving bonus 1, 2, 3, 4 level to your engravings. And of course, these engraving system only can be applied after you activate the Ark Passive. Weapon effect is now an options that you can choose from. Weapon effect can be found on the character status window weapon effect button. From there, you can apply the most favorite weapon effect to your weapon. Also, the character roster skill level was extended, and at the same time, experience gain that from the Guardian Raid Chaos Dungeon was increased too. Also, the new skill rune, Poison, Vision, Mountain was added, and these runes can be obtained through the Adventurer's Tome, Field Boss, etc. Pet effects are now changed to fixed numbers instead of percentage. In addition, some of the engraving was changed to like this. In addition, Elixir and the Transcendence are now changed to more like just like applying factors. So once you've done it, all you have to do is just apply it for the certain gear. And quite disappointing is that there is no ceiling on the elixirs, so still you need a lot of time for the elixir. Also, the Transcendence option is now changed to more simple, so you can now understand the option and its explanation easily than before. And the elixir Transcendence will now require less gold and materials for every action. New card set with the extra damage factors like Fire, Archdemon was added on this update. Also, the guild system is now improved. From now on, you can easily locate the online members in the guild. In addition, you can now enter the guild with the roster wide. And the guild mission is now changed. So if you did the raid or the other daily dungeons, you can now complete the mission right away and get the reward right away too. Plus, you don't have to actually move to the guild store NPC for the exchangeables. You can just access the guild store right away in the guild window. Contents that no longer active was removed on this update. Ivory Tower Gate 3 and the Special Legion raid was totally removed. And of course the gold from Vulcan to Ivory Tower was reduced. And the Stronghold token, Sailing Coin are now integrated to just one token. And come to think of it, the rest meters of the Chaos Dungeon is now extended to 200. For the KL region players, the new Express season are now live on the KL, which give you the character progression support. Support will be greatly applied to the 1600, and then it will give you the additional reward on 1610, 1620, 1640. And unlike the previous Express Pass supposed to clear the raid to get the exact support, from this pass, all you have to do just level up your gear will give you the next Legion raid gear automatically. The passes now can be acquired from the server selection menu and can be applied like before. And at the same time, new Ark Pass skin and the summer season skin are now released on the KR. So if you're interested, try to check out the official website. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching everyone, and always thanks for your big support. Hope this video was a little help for your Lost Ark journey. Hope you do well with your Lost Ark with this video. And of course, if you like my videos, hit the sub for more upcoming infos. I'll come back with more useful infos in the next video.